Holy handlebar on.
Yeah, I've got fresh trim just for the boys here.
What's
up,
at
fellas?
Right? Not much, fella. Where you at right now?
I'm in Vernon, BC.
How is it?
Oh, unreal.
It's great. Yeah, it's awesome, man. We got up here a few weeks ago, and I got a good group to skate with. And, obviously we're at the beach when I'm not skating pretty much. So it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, dude. Yeah, I mean, you got the handlebar, like I was saying, like that's like U.S. Open, like rough, dude. If you put a golf ball in that thing, you might not find it. That's a hell of a handlebar you got going on there, brother. But,
yeah.
Hey, man, I wanted to ask you because I've been a fan of your game from afar, and I follow the Eastern League. I love seeing your scraps in that league, but I wanted to ask you first off the top, like, how did you get the name Diamond Hands, and as I call you, Diamond Paws? Did you just split someone open like a 2:45 one day, and they're like, "Holy fuck, this guy! What's he doing? Is he putting sandpaper on his knuckles? What's going on here?"
Yeah, pretty much, man. I've always had these like really sharp, weird knuckles, so I just tend to cut guys. I never had to really hit a guy even hard to cut him. So yeah, I guess that's kind of how it started. And then I'll joke around with the boys throughout the season, and they don't call me Diamond Hands because of my fighting skills. It's more my puck handling skills, but. But
yeah, for sure, dude. And obviously this year you were in Kansas City, and you had a solid year there, just running around 171 PIMs I'm seeing. But man, take us back. Like, so you started off playing in the Federal League, you go to the SP, and then from 2014 to 22, you take 8 years off. So what were you doing during that time? Were you like boxing? Like, what was going on then?
Not a ton. No. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I played my first 2 years pro. Everything was going really good. And then honestly, man, just got into the cabbage myself, just wasn't in a good spot mentally, had some stuff to deal with. So that was when I shut it down. Like that year, I actually signed a PTO in the American League, was kind of the year I was retiring. And I kind of just signed it to say I did. But then I hung them up in 2014, and I literally didn't touch the ice for 5 years. Maybe even more. And then I was playing a little bit of lacrosse, so I played senior A lacrosse in the meantime. So that was pretty much all I really had going on. But as far as hockey was concerned, it was pretty much nothing for a long time. And then a couple of my buddies from back home that I grew up with kind of sucked me into coming out to a beer league game for the beers. I didn't go play the first time. They said, come have a couple beers in the dressing room with us. They knew what they were doing, and then had a good time with the boys. And the next thing bring your gear. And then, I skate one time, and I still wasn't really into it at that point. I was just it was kind of hard how it ended. I feel like it just had a sour taste in my mouth. So I still wasn't there yet. And then, just kept plugging away just to have beers with the boys basically. And then I just remember one day just having a really fun game, just moving the puck lots. And I was like, man, I really started to love it again. And then just kind of grew from there. And so 8 years, it's a true 8 years off. I didn't play any real hockey pretty much the whole way through. I played some beer league games near the end, but it was a pretty big grind, and I'm pretty proud that I made it up to the coast from that time off.
So you were playing lacrosse in the meantime. Were you still able to chuck them in lacrosse?
Yeah, so Canadian lacrosse, it's like box lacrosse. It's kind of like the NLL. Very tough sport. There is fighting, so you get 5 minutes. You can fight 3 times a game, basically. So I was getting some action that way. That kind of kept me in it and stuff like that. But and honestly, lacrosse fights are definitely quite a bit more scary than a hockey fight, just because you get buzzed in a lacrosse fight, you don't slip and fall. You just your head might go down, but you're still getting fed. So by the time I got back into playing hockey, there was absolutely zero fear when I came back, because I had the lacrosse experience. And at that point when I came back around, I'm like, oh, hockey fight, what's the worst that happened? You get buzzed and you fall over. So I feel like it served me pretty well by the time I came back into the game.
So during that 8 years off, were you ever as the years went on and you were starting to skate a little bit, you're going to beer league, did you find that maybe even because you started having fun again, that your game was getting better and you could kind of feel wow, a comeback might be in sight? Or were you just having fun and and kind of hanging out with the fellas, crushing pilsners or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, no, I was 100% for the beers at that point, and just just wanted, like honestly, like anybody who's been a hockey player, or honestly any athlete probably for that matter that's been away from the game, I think everybody misses the room the most. Like the game, obviously you miss the game, but like for me, it was like you miss like having the boys around and just having like the social side of it. Like for me, anyways, and so that was kind of what it was. And it was never not even in the cards to play. Like I never considered, never thought I'd ever play like a full check game of hockey again. And then what happened was AJ Galante, obviously from the Trashers, he posted something on his page about doing this Ice Wars, the hockey fighting tournament. Mm-hmm. And me and my buddies used to joke around about that because they did it back in the day when I was young, like early 2000s, I want to say 2005 in Prince George, called Ice. I can't remember what it was called, but they did it back then. And my buddies would always joke around like, oh, it's too bad that wasn't a sport. You'd be good at it. And so when that happened, I had a bunch of my buddies sending it to me like, dude, you got to message this guy. Like, this is the guy from the Trashers, and tell him you're going to go in this tournament or whatever. So that's really honestly what happened. Like I started buzzing AJ on Instagram, never met him, didn't know who he was. Like obviously knew him from the doc. And I was just like hounding him, just like we always joke about it. Like sometimes I'll scroll back there and send him a screenshot of like the first, like he didn't respond to, I don't know how many messages in a row. Like, dude, you got to get me in this. You got to get me in this. And then, so he eventually was like, all right, we'll get you in. And I think I was the smallest guy, but by a mile in that tournament. And I ended up winning the tournament. I had to fight 3 times in one night. And then I think the total between the 3 guys, it was like 875 pounds between the 3 of them. So like they were like big boys, dude. Like they were all monsters.
Meat lockers.
Yeah, oh yeah. And like I played against a couple of them when I played the Central and stuff like that. So it was a good group of guys. And then when I won that, it was almost like my phone started ringing right away. Obviously, like there's no coast teams calling me at that time, but there's a few Fed teams calling me like right away. And they're like, hey, like, you want to come out of retirement? And I'm like, dude, like at that point, I'm like joking around about it. Like I got kids, I'm working, I got a good job and stuff. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to pull this off. And then AJ and AJ's dad, Jimmy, honestly, man, if it wasn't for them, like I wouldn't be playing. And they were really the reason, man. They talked me into it. And, AJ, like, me and AJ just hit it off right away. My family loved him. Like we got along really well. Like the first time we met, which was at that event, got along really well, just stayed in touch. And he was like, dude, you got to come to Danbury. They'll love you here. There's other stuff we can do. You can box and this and that. He has a boxing gym. And that's kind of what it was, man. He honestly kind of got me to do it. And like I said, at first it was like a joke conversation, like trying to sell the family. Hey, we're going to move the whole family across country to go play in the Federal League, like that's a tough sale. The wife said, what's that?
Right.
Like, oh, don't worry. I'm going to make 1/10 of what I'm making right now. But, to be honest, like, so grateful that he did convince me to do that. 'Cause it's just been such a fun journey. And, we've been on such a cool trip. We've been all over the country. The kids have seen, more mountains and more rivers, and they've seen the whole country than they probably, could have ever. So it's been a really fun experience, but, I really didn't expect it to go the way it did and end up, back basically at the level I was at, even a step higher, even because I was at the Central before. And to be in the coast, it's like, that to me, it's like, I'm pretty proud of it. So it makes it totally worth it.
And that Ice Wars, is that basically just like locker boxing on the ice? Is it bare knuckle? Do you have gloves on?
So we use the 4-ounce MMA gloves for like the first events. And I think they're partnered now with BKFC. So I think they're talking about trying to go bare knuckle, but they definitely have to try and figure it out with the helmet situation and stuff like that. But we did 4-ounce MMA gloves, and it was, the tournament I was in, it was basically, they called it a heavyweight tournament, but it was just an open tournament. Like I think I showed up at 224, and I think the next lightest guy was like 248, or like he was like just under 250, and he was like jacked, dude. Like this guy was like just a bodybuilder. And then and then the guy I fought in the finals, Sawyer, who I fought him in the Central League. Like, he was one of the toughest cats back in the Central League days. Like, he fought everyone, and I think he was, 6'6", 293 or something like that. And I fought him in the finals, and so it was crazy. And but man, it was nobody knew what we were getting into. So
Yeah.
But to be honest, the coolest thing about that whole tournament was just like the party after. Like, imagine a hockey team of goons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
God.
it was hilarious, man.
Just a bunch of
like,
Ric Flairs.
Oh my God. Like, it was hilarious. And like, even the hotel, like all week, like, you're just running into these guys, and like, everyone's friendly, right? Like, there's a couple guys maybe you're not friendly with, but everyone was pretty good. And like, it was just it was a blast, man, like all week long. And obviously just the cap of winning it all just, made it that much better for me.
Yeah, some big meat stick from Moose Jaw, just hotboxing the Best Western, just smelling it up and then going to Chuck. That's unbelievable. Like, how are you catching these guys off guard? I mean, obviously you're a hell of a fighter, but are you throwing lefts? Are you getting in tight with these? Like, what are you doing to take down a guy that's 6'9"? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I always say, like, the thing is, like, I feel like, well, in this, like, I wasn't even this role that I'm in. I'm not a big guy. I'm 6 foot, 225. Like, I'm not small, but I'm not like a big fighter. Like, I'm, most of the guys I'm fighting, I would say are at least got a couple inches on me. Right. But I feel like I always say how important it is, especially if you're not one of those 6'4" plus guys. You got to be able to switch, because when these guys string you out, if you don't have a left hand, you're not going to land a punch, and you're not going to get inside on them, and you can end up in a bad spot. So yeah, I feel like I learned it young, like in junior, and I just remember when I first started throwing lefts, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Like, I'd be throwing them, I'd be missing the guy by a mile, and then it just slowly kind of got more dialed in, and like now I feel like that's probably one of my most dangerous tools is like my switches. I can switch quick, and most guys just don't know when it's coming or see it coming, and it really helps me kind of open things up against the bigger guys.
How much, when you're fighting these guys, how much is it like technique and skill versus this guy can just take 200 punches to the face and just still be standing?
Yeah,
like, what's more important?
Well, I think it's a combo of the two, but like for me, like, definitely like the skill and the technique is like what I try to like. This is the thing. Like, I feel like if I'm like, there's something inside of me that just wants to be like the most entertaining fighter. So like, I could probably get hit less if I didn't fight the way I did. Like, I just love grabbing guys and going toe to toe and like having those battles like that. But like, I truly think like the most important thing is like really learning like the grappling side, the switches, the tie-ups and stuff like that. But I mean, if you're a big guy, if you're like 6'4" plus and you're strong, like, I really don't think you don't necessarily need to have all those tools on the tool belt. If you can just string a guy out, take a good shot and give an even better one, then I think it kind of just depends on, your fighting style and size. But for me, I try and prioritize the technique, but also partnered with like, speed and like, aggressiveness.
100%.
And have you always been the showman, Diamond Hands? I've just pulled up this fight with you and Connor Melimuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this just right here, and that's what I love about all your fights. So every time, whether you pump a guy, whether it's a draw, you don't lose many. So
yeah.
But I love that you're firing up the crowd. That you're such a showman afterwards, and even before, sometimes you're doing the old pumpernickel. Like, has that always been in your blood, or have you added it throughout the years? Because that's huge, man.
Yeah, when I was young, like, I would say not so much, and like I also played a very different game when I was like fresh out of junior and stuff like that. And then I honestly seen the value in like the promotional, like the getting the fans into it. I like that, but like getting the boys into it, just the energy. Like, I always felt like, man, like when after a fight you put your arms in the air, it's like the whole place just goes nuts. And I feel like sometimes if I don't do that, I'm like wasting energy for the boys. I'm like, man, it's such a prime opportunity to just get the whole place just rocking. Like everybody on the bench is like, fucking right. So let's go lay someone out and score a couple goals, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like it just happened over time. And then now it's like, yeah, it kind of just a thing. Like, I don't even know if I could not do it if I tried at this point.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at your hockey DB here. So your last season before your comeback was 2013, 2014. Fast forward to 2022, 23 with Danbury. You guys ended up winning a Federal League championship. You mentioned AJ Galante bringing you in, but you didn't really dip your toes into the shallow end there, brother. You come out with a vengeance, 298 PIMs that year in 29 games. So what were you doing besides going upstate to Shawshank out there? Were you just going full criminal?
Dude. No, man, I was actually wrecking guys with hits. Honestly, like wrecking guys. I actually got kicked out of the Federal League. Like I got a lifetime ban. I'm not welcome.
No way.
In that league. Oh yeah. Just for so AJ was literally talking to the head ref the other day, like, hey, is this guy allowed to play? Like, you know, and he's like, to be honest, if he's not like absolutely murdering guys with blindside hits, then like, yeah, like he can play. But like, that's what it was, man. Like I tried to explain to him, like I came out of a fucking time machine, man. I was in the Central League in 2014, you know?
Yeah.
And then he put me in with these college kids in the Federal League that like, you know, they think they're friggin', you know, Mario Lemieux cutting through the trolley tracks, and I'm on the back track full speed. I got 70 pounds on the kid, like, you know.
What do you want me to do? My hands are tied.
Honestly, yeah. Like, actually, a crazy story. So, like, my first game in Danbury, we're shit pumping this team. It's like 6-1 or 6-2. And like, dude, man, honestly, at the end of the day, like between the whistles, I'm coming, dude. Like, I don't care what the score is. I don't like it's if the play is on, have your head up, man. Like, that's just how I play. And so puck goes D to D. There's maybe like, I don't know, 15 seconds left in the game. I'm swinging like with the puck. It goes D to D, and this kid just like, I don't know what he was doing, but he was just standing on the dot. I guess didn't really expect me to hit him, and I crushed him with it was a totally clean hit right in front of the ref. I hit him at like the dot at the blue line, and this guy hit the boards horizontal. Like literally, he's like horizontal hit the boards, and like it was a hard hit, and he's laying there. No, I look at the ref. He's like, no, that was no penalty. That was totally clean, this and that. Now this kid's laying there, and this is my first game in Danbury, and he's like not really like moving too much, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude. Like, I'm kind of at this point, I'm kind of sketching out. I'm like, okay, like I'm on one knee. I'm like kind of saying a prayer for him. I'm like, please get up, man. Like, please get up. And then all of a sudden I hear the crowd start going, they're chanting something. Like, what are they saying? And they're yelling, body bag, body bag. The whole crowd is yelling body bag. This guy hasn't moved in like a minute and a half. I'm like, where am I, dude? Yeah.
Seriously, what so are we like straight out of Gladiator?
Yeah, AJ calls it my Danbury christening. So that was kind of my welcome to Danbury moment. And you know, man, like, you know, the thing is, like, you know, I'm glad I got out of that league when I did, just because, you know, I was honestly like wrecking a lot of guys with hits just because I was bigger and I had the speed and like the strength, and like it's nice to be in the coast where I'm running into guys that are like, you know, my strength, my size. Like, I'm not just like waxing guys on the coast. I'm still got big hits, but you know, I just don't have like I have an on and an off switch. I don't have a dimmer. So it's like when I get on the ice, the switch is either on or it's off. So I don't really have the ability to like just turn it down a little bit. So I feel
that's
like,
a good thing though.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's worked for me. So
yeah.
Like when you're playing in the coast now, Diamond Hands, are guys aware when you're on the ice? Do the younger kids know who you are? Are you chirping out there? Are you trying to scare kids? Like what's your game? Are you running around looking for just the other team's tough guys? Are you taking liberties on skill players? Like, what's your game in terms of that and your code a little bit?
Yeah, I think like I'm a little more like not laid back, but I'm a little more like obviously dialed back than what you know, maybe seen in some of the videos and stuff when I was in Danbury. But like, you know, it depends on the game, but like, you know, I'm not like greasing guys. Like, I'm trying not to be a dirty player. Like, I just honestly want to play hard. relentless puck pursuit, and the thing I notice now is like it's a little harder to hit guys because they do know I'm out there, and they move the puck a heck of a lot quicker than they do when someone else is on the forecheck. So, but I mean, it's good. I'm just trying to be effective as a player. So, for me, man, just as long as I'm making a difference out there and getting my hits, and if somebody's taking liberties, I'll let them know. You got dial it back, or you're gonna have to deal with me. And I definitely calmed it down a bit. I feel like when I got to the coast, because like, man, I mean, at the end of the day, the league's like, it's an NHL affiliated league. It's very, very like, they got their shit dialed in the coast. Like, it's not like the Central League in 2014. So
Right.
I want to respect the game and just kind of play within the rules, and lots of good tough guys in the league, and everybody, there's quite a bit of good mutual respect floating around. So, try not to be a donkey out there, but also trying to be effective and make sure everybody knows to kind of watch for me when I'm out there.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Where's your favorite place to play in the coast? And then who'd you have like good battles with last year?
Man, well, I think my best fight last year was against Yannick Turcotte. He ended up in the American League. He's in Chicago now, and dude, I had 3 guys that fought me and got called up to the American League within a week last year. It's too bad I can't cross over myself, but no, when I fought him, so what happened was I played for Fort Wayne. When I first got called up, I went to Fort Wayne, and then KC got me in the summer. So I ended up going to KC, and my first game back, I was serving a 5-game suspension from my last game of the year in Fort Wayne. I got a leaving the bench penalty. I was in the penalty box and I stepped out and asked the guy to fight. He said no, and I went back into the penalty box. They gave me 5 games because it was like an automatic, stupid move on my part. I don't know. Just like I said, I came out of a time machine. So then I start the season in Kansas City and I got a 5-game suspension. So I had to serve that. And my first game back, no shit, is against Fort Wayne. So there's tons of hype about it. Fort Wayne signed this new tough guy like Yannick Turcotte. He had been in Europe, he had been around. He's a tough kid and stuff like that. So my first game back's against Turcotte. So everybody kind of knew like we were gonna go. It was kind of like it was obviously floating around the internet, but we're trying not to like give it too much attention. But then I wake up, go to morning skate, get home. And boof, I see Fort Wayne's post, their game day post on Instagram, and it's Yannick Turcotte on their game day post. Not even 10 minutes later, KC's game day post, picture of me. And I'm like, oh, dude, like, like I already knew, everybody kind of knew it was happening, but I thought it was kind of funny that Fort Wayne did it, and then KC like snap called them immediately. They're like, all right. And I thought that was kind of fun, probably pretty fun for the fans too. And it was fight of the year 100% in the coast. And we just, we went to war at center, and man, it was a battle. He took some big shots. He gave some big shots, and it was a really good fight, and major mutual respect. We were, he came out hard. I think in warmups, he kind of might have thought that I was going to come at him and stuff. And I just kind of came out chill, and he was like beaking me in warmups. And I was kind of, all right, man, like whenever you just, we'll tell you when. Yeah. And then by the time we fought and we kind of had a pretty serious battle, we get in the penalty box and he looks over, and it was just total mutual respect, man. It was a war. So I would say that was by far my best fight of the year. And then, I had some good ones with some other guys too, but I'd say that one was like, wasn't even close when you compare that to, there wasn't too many fights this year at all that were like that. So that was a cool one. And, the fact it was my old team and stuff like that was cool as well.
I mean, your ECHL debut, Diamond Hands, was unbelievable too. You blow that kid up behind the net. He's down on the ice, and then you pump some poor bastard at center ice. Like that had to feel pretty good. Like, welcome to the East Coast Hockey League. Like, I can stay here. I'm doing all right, boys. Like, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, opening face off. Yeah. We got like they call the starting lineup, and I'm like, I didn't expect them to start me, like I didn't know. Some coaches will do something like that, some coaches won't, but Jesse starts me and he's like, Ames, you're going. And I'm like, I look at my line mates, I look at them, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if it's a 2-on-1, dump it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
dump it, dude.
I want to hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, dude, snap the face-off back immediately to Kepin. Kepin just, like, right away sauces one into the corner, and I'm like, all right, I'm on my horse, and I don't think he could have drawn that one up better than it went.
Oh no! I mean, you
Yeah.
tagged that kid, that poor bastard's chin like it was open deer season. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I skated with one of the guys and that was on the other team, and he was saying, like, before the game, their coach is like, don't fucking go near this donkey, whatever. Like, don't fight him, just let him sleep, this and that. And like their captain, the guy that I fought, he's a pretty tough kid. Like, he fought in the dub and stuff, and then he's been playing pro, and he's a big boy and stuff like that. And he was like willing to go for sure, but he's just a captain of their team. He's like, no, you're not fighting him. Like, nobody's fighting this guy, right? And then obviously that happens first shift, and I do a flyby past their bench, and I'm just looking at him, like, waiting for him to come out, and there he comes. Obviously, kind of have to at that point. So yeah, it was couldn't have drawn that first shift up, I don't think, any better than it went.
No. And one thing we talk about over here too, I wanted to ask you, and as two guys that are not tough, we're talking to one guy that is a nail gun, as we would say. But we always joke about tucking the chin, finding the chin. So as an actual fighter, is that something you're looking at? Finding the chin, tucking it so you don't expose yourself, really trying to just, work the chin one way or the other, whether you're on offense or defense. Is that something that you're thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, definitely tucking the chin more than I definitely am, like, protecting mine more than I'm worried about going after his. Like, my thing is, like, my goal is to just land my punches below their eyebrow. Is kind of the name of the game. Anything above the eyebrow, you're probably breaking your hand, or you're definitely not doing any damage. But like, honestly, like, chin tucked is literally, like, I love that you say it all the time.
Oh yeah,
like,
always.
I'm like, on it, it's rubbing off on me. I'm saying it now because, like, it is literally the most important thing in a fight, and, like, and honestly, it's the most important thing in life.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'll
really
always,
is,
I'll even look at, like, if I'm out with, some of the missing curfew guys like Shane O'Brien on my other show, I'll be like, we'll be at the bar and I'll be like, oops. He'll be like, what's up, fella? I'll be like, your chin's out right now. I need you down.
Yeah.
So just tuck it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Tuck the
'Cause
chin.
you never know. You don't want to expose it.
Yeah. Keep the chin tucked on a Roxy night. You got to keep the chin tucked.
Yeah, 100% you do, man. So I was just curious if you're preaching chin tuck.
I am, dude. It's like I said, I love it now. It's rubbing off on me more and more. So
yeah, it is. Hey, is that Kyle Newber still in the league in
so
Florida?
He retired. I mean, I think he's retired the last 3 years in a row. But,
Okay.
But yeah, he retired this year again. So I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if if he comes back in January, February or something like that. But he said I think I've heard he's done, like, for real this time, but me and him have never crossed paths. Like, obviously that would be super cool if we did. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, he had a pretty good run here these last few years. I think he got 3 championships in his last 4 years. So, I mean, what else can you really ask for on your way out?
Dude, we had him in Tucson, I think, for about 6 to 10 games. And I have never seen American Hockey League players more scared in my life than this guy patrolling and working the red line. Like, it was insane.
He's a big boy.
You'd be stick handling on the other team's blue line, and they're just all like, they're like almost passing him pucks. Like, you need another one, big fella? Like, and then just his fights too, just such a showman. But I just remember even guys on our team were deathly scared of him, but I always got along with him. He's good shit. So I was just curious if he's still going.
I never played against him, but obviously seen a lot of his fights, and, like, tough kid, and, like, I heard he's just a unit. Like, he's a big boy. Like I said, I've never played against him, so I've never bumped into him or anything like that. But I heard he's a really big boy, and obviously one of the toughest guys to come through the league. And I love the red line thing and warm ups. Like, it's fun, man. And I feel like now it's more effective nowadays than it ever has been, because I feel like you see, like, when we were in junior, it was you're dealing with that in junior, right? Like, you see that in junior, like 10, 15, 20 years ago or whatever, like, you would see that in junior a little more, whereas you don't really see that too much in junior. So these guys get out of junior and then they run into this in pro, and they're like, what the fuck is going on, dude? This guy's warming up in my zone. Like, he's drinking my water bottles, like, what the fuck is going on?
He's fucking shooting on our backup goalie. He's in the ref circle.
I was playing against Tulsa this year, and they had a heavyweight or whatever, a tough guy, and they scratched him against us. And I was like, it's kind of like, what the fuck, like, whatever. I'm gonna make them feel that in warm-ups. And I was literally doing laps. They were doing the 3-line shooting, and I was doing my laps and going around their middle line into their zone. So I was going I was threading the needle between all the 3 lines going into their zone, past their blue line on my hot laps.
Yeah, just sleeves rolled up, showing forearms too.
Oh yeah.
No one says anything either. There's just silent on their side.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure Newbert, like I don't think he wears shoulder pads either. Does he?
No. Well, he wears those. I know in the American League I think they made him throw them on, and he wore just those old
danglers.
Yeah, the Sherwoods, where you go to play against sports and just throw them on.
Yeah, those are the ones that I got, and it's they're getting pretty haggard. The EQs always get rattled. I'm like, hey, can you sew this thing back together? He's like, no, I'll get you a new set. And I'm like, no,
fella,
no, you can fix it. Put new Velcro on it, please.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he had those. I think he said he liked no shoulder pads because then no one could, if he was fighting, like no one could grab. I think was another thing. I'm pretty sure.
Just like way more. You have way more room in your jersey. It's harder to tie a guy up, but the bigger shoulder pads are, the easier you are to tie up and stuff like that. So, I mean, the guys back in the day, they would take their suspenders. I'm pretty sure maybe McSorley might have done it, but they just put the shoulder caps on their suspenders. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you got nothing to grab onto.
That's super old school.
Yeah, that's nails.
Yeah.
So what's up for you next year? Are you still looking for a deal right now?
Yeah, I haven't signed anything yet. Irons are in the fire, but not nothing really just yet. Obviously, KC obviously was a great place. We had a good team and stuff like that. But who knows, man? At the end of the day, it's kind of above my pay grade. I'll let my agent take care of it. But at the end of the day, man, it's just take care of the house and find the best opportunity that is going to help me and my goals and stuff like that. So
is AJ trying to get you back? Is he working the board of officials still? Or?
Yeah. I think dude, it's like. Yeah, I think it would be fun too. Now he's actually the GM and stuff. Like, I'm not in a rush. Like, I'm not ready personally. I don't think to go there. Like, just man, like I'm really having a blast in the coast and like just pushing my game and like really like just working on getting better. Like, I'm freaking. I love hockey. Like, I love hockey more now than I ever have. Like, I can honestly say that. So it's really fun for me to be able to be at a level that's like just pushing myself and. So I'm kind of still at that point. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's definitely an opportunity that's out there. And, I feel like it kind of has to happen at some point on my way out, me and AJ and, back in DB, it'll be fun. So, but yeah, it's definitely a conversation that we have every few days. It seems like
we gotta, well, first of all, we got to get you a contract in the Eastern League this year, but we gotta try to find just a couple of different ways to get you a couple of games in the American League and see what happens. Yeah. Just go up there and just pump some kid, and you never know.
Yes,
Travis Howe, he came up as as an older player, and I think he's still playing in San Diego, maybe.
Yeah, he is. And to be honest, man, the American League's looking pretty tough this year. So at the end of the day, that's my goal. Like, I just want. My goal is to get an American League game and then just like at least show I can skate and keep up and not make mistakes. And that's like at the end of the day, like that's my goal. Just get if it's one game in the American League, like that's kind of my goal right now. Maybe that changes when I get there, but that's the goal. And at the end of the day, man, like I'm up here, I come to Vernon because I got a good group of young guys to skate with and stuff. And when I was younger, I didn't train as much as I'm training now. I'm well into my 30s now, and I'm training more than I ever has as a hockey player, which is it's fun, man. Like I said, I love it more now than I ever have. So
yeah, it's huge. And I even just wanted to ask you, like, just with because I think it's like really inspirational for people listening, even to take 8 years off and come back and even level up. And I just wanted to ask you, like, through those times and even getting back into hockey and playing that first year pro, did you feel like you had like just a way different outlook on hockey? And did you feel more free out there? Did you feel more grateful? Like, is there was that a thought kind of going through your mind at all?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like the conversations I have now sometimes with the younger guys on the back of the bus, man, it's just like, like just even like you're sitting there playing schnarps or like whatever, just playing poker. You're just sitting there. I'll just look around at the boys and like, boys, like just just be here and now, because this is
Yeah.
the shit. This is the shit you're gonna miss. Like I just love just looking around the bus and just like reminding myself how awesome it is, and like sometimes it is a grind in the travel and stuff like that, but like I'm so grateful, like every moment, every practice, like I go to the rink, it's pretty easy for me to keep my morale up because like I said, and to be honest, I feel like those 8 years off really served me a lot, because it was like it's number one, like it kind of fed my hunger for the game. Like it was, and then on top of that, my body didn't really get banged up. Like, I played a little bit of lacrosse, but maybe 10, 12 games a year. So it's like, I feel like, if you took a guy my age, 1990, that's still playing, like these guys are probably pretty banged up, man. And to be honest, they're probably pretty tired. I doubt they're skating 3 times a week all summer long. Cause at the end of the day, you're getting, kind of like worn out a little bit, right? Whereas
For
like
sure.
I feel like I'm 20. I got a little bit more experience as like some of the stuff I've gone through, and then my gratitude is just through the absolute roof. So I feel like that's totally served me, and then also the fuel behind it being just like where I was able to come from, like through my worst times, and then have the 8 years off and get all my shit together and like do what I'm doing now to completely come back and just basically show people you can do whatever you put your mind to if you just believe in yourself and match it with hard work.
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, Diamond Hands, when did you because you're kind of famous, like you're like a social media influencer. When did this come to be? Was that from the Ice Warriors? Or like, how did you navigate this to, gain your following that you have?
So it kind of honestly started, that was a bit of like kind of our plan, me and AJ, when I first came to Danbury. Like it was like, because like to be honest, man, like I can't just go play in the Fed and like survive with, like, I got kids, I got my family, like I can't just like go to the Fed and make my Fed. I'm like, I need a plan, like I need a game plan. What am I going to do? And honestly, at the end of the day, the plan was market the shit out of myself, build a social media platform, and then be able to parlay that platform that I've built into whatever I'm going to do in retirement, whether that's within the game or charity stuff or whatever. Like I want to build that now. And that was kind of where it started after Ice Wars. I got some followers, and then me and AJ were making content when I was in Danbury, but it was like totally our priority from the get-go. And like, that was a big part of it. I'm like, I made a huge sacrifice leaving my job and moving across country and doing this stuff. And not just me, my family did. So it's like, we got to get the most out of this. And I'm going to do the right way. And honestly, my platform started to grow. And one of the things that really helped, I fought on the Barstool Rough and Rowdies too. I don't know if you guys knew that, but like those were, and actually Whit was like, brought Whit to Providence for my first fight, and he was on the call for my first fight. And it's hilarious. Like I'll send you the clip. I knocked this guy out like cold in 12 seconds, like right in front of Whit, and Whit's just screaming, "That's hockey!" like just going nuts. So that, like, Barstool obviously helped. That's a huge platform, and then just kind of stuck with it. But it's kind of the intention behind it. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta really take advantage of it and build a platform and take it and kind of have something to lean on after. And at the end of the day, it's given me all these opportunities that who knows if I'd even be in the coast if I didn't build my platform the way I did. Maybe people didn't even know where I was or what. So it's definitely helped out.
Who did they have you fight in Rough and Rowdy? Just some random civilian from Fall River, Massachusetts, and just some guy perked out. You just
some TSA agent from friggin' Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Oh God.
You had no idea what it was getting
into.
Dude.
Dude.
No
oh
idea.
my God.
Just
so
some pencil
the story is actually funny. So like AJ's like, hey dude. So they called AJ to do an appearance. It was Providence. It's like 2 hours from us in Danbury. And they were like, hey, come to the fight, like, maybe call one of the fights or something. And AJ's like, dude, I have a way better idea. Like, I got my heavyweight champ from Ice Wars in Danbury. Why don't you get him a fight and I'll bring him up and he can fight. We can promote Ice Wars. Like, it'll be perfect. And they're like, all right, no problem. And like at this point, like, I honestly wonder, I think that's when the handlebars started, honestly. Like, that's like what I've done the handlebars before, but that's when I'm like, all right, like I need to be pro wrestler here. Like we're going to Rough and Rowdy. Like I can't fuck around here. So
grab on, baby.
Yeah. Like, so we go up and so actually I walk into the gym one day for boxing. I could go to practice and then I'd go box later, a couple days a week. And I go into the gym and it's just AJ in the gym and he's just like sitting there and he's kind of like lightly hitting the bag and he's got this like kind of like it's almost like a shit grin on his face and he's like I know he's up to something. I'm like, what's going on? He knew I was coming, so he's just waiting for me. He's like, dude, he's like, I think we might get in trouble for this one. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I found out who you're fighting. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, oh, dude, this is bad. And I'm like, all right, let's see it. And then she shows me this guy, and it's Zach Abel. This guy's the fan favorite, but he's like kind of a, he's not like a super athletic dude. Like, he's had a bunch of boxing matches with Rough and Rowdy, but I was like, right away, I was like, I'm going to ice this guy like pretty quick, like, are they sure? And like AJ told them like 5 times, like, hey man, like, are you sure this is the matchup you want? They're like, yeah, 100%. This is like our fan favorite. He has a huge following. This is going to be great. This is going to be awesome for them. But he's actually really experienced. Like, he's got lots. He had like 5 fights or something. Like, I had 0, never been in a boxing ring in my life outside of like, sparring or training at the gym. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And, we come in and I mean, you guys got to watch the clip. You'll hear Whit. He's just hilarious, dude. Like, he's like, I got cupping on my shoulders. He's like, oh my God, this guy's got cupping on his shoulders like a real pro. Like, he's like, Zach Abel's in trouble. And then 12 seconds in, it was just like boom, 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 dropped him right on the boy's lap. And it was a blast though, man. It was in Providence at the Duncan there.
Yeah.
And there was like 9,500 people there. The place was like rowdy, dude. Like, everybody's just liquored up, just screaming. It was a hoot, man. And
what'd you hit him with? There's so many lefts he was begging for the right, and then it just dropped him.
Well, all can't. Like, my boxing coach is like, dude, you just got to crush him with a body shot. And as soon as his hands come up, just bop, bop. And so like, I'm getting him, and then I catch him with his body and his hands come down and it's just like, boof, boof, and then get him one on the way down. And he was just out, dude, out. And then like one of the most like Barstool's viral moments, dude, is hilarious. Like, they're interviewing him after this guy was knocked out cold on the canvas. Like, it was a girl referee. She's like, this fight's over. And they're interviewing him after, and this guy, I don't even think he knows what happened. And they're like, what do you think of the stoppage? He's like, I think it was an early stoppage. Like, that ref, he didn't know what he was talking about in there. It's like, first of all, you were KO'd. Second of all, it was a woman that was reffing. Yeah. But and that's just went, all over the internet. But great kid, like Zach Abel, still one of the, still has a pretty big following through Barstool and stuff. But and then they just gave me better guys each one. Like, the next one had a really legit fight, and then I actually lost my third one and fought like a guy. I think he's a pro now, but like, yeah, there was legit guys in there. But the first one was definitely, the tomato can, get one under a belt and then go from there.
That's hilarious.
Just the layup.
The TSA agent from Pennsylvania with the funny accent.
Just throwing you an 85-mile-an-hour meatball right down the middle.
Yeah. It's like the home run derby. Just stand in there, just close your eyes and swing as hard as you can.
Fighting Nacho Libre, the fan favorite.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. And like, honestly, people were like, in the comments, people were like, there's no way, like saying like Zach Abel's going to kick my ass, this and that. I'm like, there's no way, dude. And I'm like, there's always a part of you when you go into a fight. Like, maybe this guy's got something I don't know about. Like, I don't know, dude. He did tag me at the beginning, but it was like, I'm just like meathead hockey fighter. So I'm just like, go in there. I'm just like, wait for him to hit me and then hit him back. I wasn't like boxer trying to be slick. So probably took a shot I didn't need to take, but it was a blast. So Barstool is, I would say, a big part of the whole platform and stuff.
Would you do it again?
Oh yeah, dude, in a heartbeat. I would love to do it. I'd probably do it for free, dude. I don't even care. Yeah. Like, at that point, man, it was so much fun. And like, like the group of guys too, like, you start to get to know everybody. And Portnoy is a good dude. I talked to, like, I didn't, hound him or whatever. I had a conversation with him, and he actually called me Diamond Chin. He's like, Diamond Chin. Yeah. He's like, are you sure your nickname's not Diamond Chin? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, you soaked, like, you walked through like 4 or 5 shots. And I was like, I actually didn't even know I got hit in that. That was the second fight. Yeah. But he was like complimenting my chin. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I actually didn't even know I got hit. But I guess I walked through a couple in that fight. But
that would be so funny just to do that, like Wheeling, West Virginia, with all those mutants. It would be awesome.
Wheeling, so I fought in Wheeling. I fought in West Virginia twice, and then I fought in the Duncan there. So, but yeah, dude, it's Wheeling's Wheeling's a place, dude. I'm sure you've heard, but you run into some crazy cats out there for sure.
What's the post-party fight like? Like the post-fight
best
party,
part.
like at those things, like
Best
it's
part.
got to be unbelievable.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing, right? Like everyone I think like I had like really good times after, but Wheeling was good, and then I remember I think we were in Charleston, West Virginia or something, and I went out. It was like me and Caleb and like all the Barstool crew and those guys, and we had an absolute time. And then like all the guys that are fighting too, like all the fighters are out, like, and it's like half the guys are just like straight out of the coal mines. These guys are still wearing their friggin' steel toes and stuff like that, like. So that's it was fun, man. It was like it's definitely there's no other fight promotion like it, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I would love to do it again. Yeah, I don't know if they're still doing it, but if they are, I'll fight for free. Tell them to call me.
Yeah, I saw Manziel was calling out like Gilly the kid.
Oh
from $1 million worth of the game. So maybe he can be on the undercard for that one.
There you go.
Just come in there and tune some guy up like a NASCAR pit stop.
They had some big fights. I mean, my first one that I went on, Pac-Man Jones fought on it.
Did he really?
Yeah. He fought like the the heavyweight champ or whatever at the time. It was my first fight, and like Pac-Man's smoking joints in the freaking thing before the fight, right at the dressing room next to me. I'm like, what's going on in there? I walked over, guy's just getting cooked before his fight, like
blowing it down.
Here for the paycheck. Yeah. Oh
yeah. Do you think they like for a guy like that? Do they pay those guys decent?
Oh I'm pretty sure like he got a pretty good little bag for that. Yeah. And like honestly, man, like I think they did. I want to say they were doing pretty well for a bit there on those, but yeah, man, like. As a fan, like if you're just like hanging out with the boys having beers on like a Friday night and Rough and Rowdy's on, it's great entertainment, man.
Oh,
it's like, they just pull these guys, like I said, right out of the a coal miner versus a TSA agent, or like guys guys just chuck their fucking chins and just get after it. Like it's not this like 7 rounds of feeling each other out, trying to find a spot. Like these guys are just trying to knock each other out. It's kind of fun because you're like you get to size yourself up for real. You're like, I think I might be able to take this guy. Yeah.
Some real humans. Some bartender from Chili's. He comes out there. He makes a mean margarita. All of a sudden he's throwing lefts. Yeah.
Mix in a couple midgets and some strippers in between rounds, and you got a show.
Tits and midgets. We got a lot of views now. We got a great
exactly.
idea.
Yeah, they definitely they figured out the program for sure.
100% they did.
Yeah.
Oh man, this has been awesome. Ozzo, do you got anything else for Diamond Paws? Man, this has been great. We don't want to keep it too long, brother.
Yeah, this has been great, man. Thanks for coming on. It's been an honor.
When are you playing? I heard you're playing a coast game this year.
Yeah, well, I'm representing myself now.
Let's go package deal. Make it a package deal, me and you.
I wanted to ask you, can I have a little insulated protection just in case?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. And I'll get you go to the front of that. I'll be able to find your tape. That's one thing I still got is the vision, and I can still skate. So we should line that up. I actually I was talking to a couple teams. I know the coach in South Carolina, Dougie Warsofsky. He's a beauty. So I played with him. I've been in talks with him. The Worcester Nailers.
Not a bad spot too. Hey, SoCo.
Yeah. So let me call him and let's get a package deal.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I
think that would be the play.
There you go. At least no one's touching you. That's for sure.
Exactly. Like I need a little protection out there in case someone comes after me. They're like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah. No, it's. I can honestly say, man. Like I said, I played in the Central in 2014, and then coming back, like that was one of the things that I can say about just the game of hockey in general and how much it's progressed in that short period of time. Obviously, like the affiliation in the coast and stuff. There's a lot of like contracted guys and stuff now, but like. Dude, like it's fucking significantly better than I remember when I was in the Central League. Like it's cool to see how much the game's progressing and how much faster it's getting. And just, I mean, at the end of the day, the skill that guys have nowadays, in comparison to, 15, 20 years ago in the Central League, obviously it was a lot different of a game. You had to worry about getting your head taken off with an elbow, no penalty. Whereas now it's just like a little bit more of a speed and skill game, which is so fun to watch. And then mix in a couple heavyweights in there. It's like doesn't get any better than that, man.
Yeah, and I mean even I noticed from my first year in 2015 to 2022 when I left the American League, I was like, this league is significantly better. Like the players are way better. Everybody can skate. Yeah, it's just hockey has gotten so much better. But I think if I'm normally a defenseman, Diamond Hands, but I
Yes.
want to play on my offside. I'll let you take the right side. I think
All right.
our centerman, I'm thinking Trevor Gillies, the train.
Oh, perfect, dude.
So,
Yeah,
I'm going to put
Trevor's
the call
a
to
beauty.
train. Yeah.
Gilly's a beauty, dude. There you go. Just dump it. Just dump it. We'll get it back.
Saying, boys.
We'll get it back.
Imagine how tough I'd feel going into those scrums.
Oh, yeah.
Just bullying everyone like
Go one first and then leave. And
well, me and Gilly are gonna have to fight over the handlebar mustache and the number 14, though. That's the only problem.
That's true. Yeah.
Nobody's gonna know who we are. We got 2 14s with handlebar mustaches. What's going on here?
We're gonna have 2 guys. I'm gonna have both my line mates fighting in the equipment room before the game, trying to get number 14 and who can rock the handlebar before we get on the ice.
Yeah. Oh my god. You shave. No, you shave. I think I'd lose that one.
Fuck his train. He was nails, man.
He's a unit, man. He's a really good guy too, man. Like I talk to him every once in a while. He's a good dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was always just any guy that ever played with him was their favorite teammate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the train, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a scary bastard.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Man, this has been awesome. You got a pod too, don't you? Do you do a pod with AJ, or is it your pod? No?
Yeah, me and AJ got a podcast called the Talking Trash Podcast, and we're at DB Trashers on Instagram and YouTube, and we got some new stuff that's going to be coming out soon. I got one that's coming out pretty soon with one of my buddies that I met at a charity event. He's a 12-year-old cancer survivor, so that's going to be the next episode coming up. His name's Hunter, and he's literally, this kid's my little buddy. I met him at a charity event, and I literally talk to him every other day at least, just checking in. And he's my buddy. I've flown out there a couple times to hang out with him, and he's a rock star. He's a hockey guy, and that's our next episode. That'll be coming out here in this next upcoming week. So
that's awesome. Where's he from? Where's Hunter from?
He's from Denver. So he's done man, he's Littleton, Colorado, which is just outside of Denver. And he's gone, the Avs do a lot with him and stuff. He's done commentary for the Avs, and Dog Nation, which is the charity that I met him at. They work with the Avalanche and stuff like that. It's based in Denver. So he's right in the hockey community out there. And I'm sure a ton of guys that he's crossed paths with at this point, and super good kid. And Dog Nation's amazing. They do lots of work. It's basically they just help people within the hockey community, and it could be anybody that from someone who got in a really bad car accident to a cancer survivor to an amputee, whatever, man. They're just writing checks and getting people what they need. And shout out to Marty at Dog Nation for all that. And at the end of the day, I got a pretty cool little friendship now with my boy Hunter, and I'm excited to share my episode with him coming up. So
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's really cool. Anything else, Oswald? You got anything else, man? We gotta throw. You're gonna have to send us that video of the Rough and Rowdy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We can post that. Yeah, that'll be hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Well, we really appreciate you coming on, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You're an absolute electric factory. We're gonna have to get you back on. I'm gonna talk
anytime.
I'm gonna have to talk to my agent, aka me, and I'm gonna get on the line.
There
Now
you
that
go.
I know that I got a package deal,
There you go.
we probably get something done here. So
Perfect. Let's do it. Let's set it up. Beauty.
Awesome, man.
All right. Thanks for having me, boys. And we'll definitely stay in touch, and we'll have to cross paths whenever we can, on the state side.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll keep the chins tucked for sure.
Always.
Yeah, heavy chin. All right, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate
All right,
you.
fellas. Have a good one. See you, boys.
Yeah. Azo, that was Diamond Paws, my friend. What an absolute nail gun. Unbelievable on the mic, too. He's
unreal.
He was electric. We didn't even have to talk. And those are my favorite interviews. That was one where it was it was almost like Ed Cookie Jarvis, where you let him play. And the less you say, the better the episode is, man. He's great on the mic. He's wow.
Unbelievable on the mic. What a couple stories. I cannot imagine what it's like to uproot your life, Jordo, and kind of bet it on growing a big social media following, also while fighting your way through the minor leagues of hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, full on movie character. What a legend.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, he left, he took basically, a pay cut almost to, a tenth of what he was making. He was saying he was going. And the thing is, Azo, it's one thing to do that. Say if you're a guy in my situation, right? Single guy, the only chin you have to provide for is yourself. And if you don't make it, well, you can figure it out. And it's a lot easier to move and shake. That guy uprooted his family. Like, think
Yeah.
about how nails that is. You have a wife, you have kids. You have to explain to your wife, hey, honey, I'm going to leave a good job I have. I'm going to go make no money. I'm going to go play in the Federal Hockey League and trust that I can make it back through social media and different avenues. I mean, talk about a nail gun. Like that.
Talk about a real one, too. He obviously found a good chick, because how many chicks would allow you to do that? Would be like, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and do that.
None. Most 99.9%. No, you're staying in your corporate job or whatever you got going now. You're making $100,000. That's what you're doing. You're not going to play in Danbury for 10,000.
No, it's pretty sick. It's crazy.
Yeah, that guy. There's guys that you talk to, Lindy McLeod, Ed Cookie Jarvis, Diamond Paws. Those are movie characters. Those guys, I could find a movie role in any movie I was writing, and I could insert them. You know what I mean? Like Diamond Paws, he almost has like a Kenny Powers vibe to him, like real life. And that's, he does. I would say that was probably the biggest compliment I could give someone if you have that type of aura to you. He's got aura, is what he's got.
100%. Doesn't that make you want to write a script and film a movie when you meet these guys?
Yeah.
It's like, God damn.
Yeah, and I just think it's amazing that he took 8 years off and came back and played hockey. So it was cool to chat from. I didn't really, I obviously followed him from afar, but I didn't know a ton about his game, and what a legend. So yeah, man, I think the people are going to really enjoy this one, because I know I will when I go back and listen to it just to hear him. So
that's a great episode.
Yeah. So I think we wrap it up there, folks. That was Daniel Amesbury, aka Diamond Hands, aka Diamond Chin, aka Diamond Paws. Azo, this will drop, I believe, Saturday for the people. So we're going to roll that out. Awesome chat. Episode number 94, Across the Screws. Folks, low and slow. Enjoy your weekend. Tape to tape with the captain. Folks, that was Live in 5. Woo!